also, I came across this little goodie from Mr. Zach Crucy, who does some really cool stuff. He's responsible for a lot of things in the comics industry, and one of them is Mystery Solved. Mm-hmm. So, what's your part in Mystery Solved?
Well, Zach approached me. He was doing a webcomic of his own in which they would be a series of short stories, same characters throughout each one, a set of characters that he had come up with. That he would be writing the stories, and then he was getting a different artist for each 5, 6, 7-page story to go online, and he asked me to illustrate one of the stories for him. And it's basically about this Colonel character and his sidekicks who go around investigating paranormal activities.
Right. Yeah. Of course I can, I could scan these, but this is way more fun, isn't it, folks, out there in the internet?
It is.
But yeah, so the Colonel is cool. He's going out after, urban legends and things like that and debunking them, but it's in a real humorous, adorable kind of way.
It's a humor.
Very, very British.
Yeah.
Drinking lots of tea.
Yes, there's lots of tea drinking, and he's an adventurer, and he's basically out to prove or disprove, legends like Bigfoot or fairies or the Chupacabra or whatever, Loch Ness Monster. Lots of whatever it is. He's out there to. I don't think that's one of the ones, but yeah. So it's just a lot of fun. It's humorous and it's fun. It's an adventure. It's good stuff.
Cool. And then the other cool thing that you can see at Dave's table is this. And I've gotten, I like getting sketchbooks from artists at Comic-Cons because aside from having my own actual sketchbook that I get original art put in, these are great ways, in my opinion, to sort of get the most out of your consumer dollars. For books like this, here's Chad Ciccone, Eric Canetti. A lot of times, you're getting so many pages of illustrations, and very often, if there's time, the artist will actually do some sort of small original sketch inside them. And, here's one of my other favorites, Tom Zoller. And, so for me, you get a lot of bang for your buck when you pick up sketchbooks. And Dave's got his first one out, and this is Monsters and More. So, where did, you've got your whole explanation here on the back about where this came from and everything, but why don't you just kind of explain your love of monsters?
Yeah, well, I was approaching Halloween of 2009, and I needed a sudden influx of quick cash. So I did little 4x6 illustrations of monsters. Basically offered to do them on sale. I would do them cheaper if it was a monster, and I did other things that weren't monsters too, and that cost a little more, but I was doing monsters for like $5, and I just did a ton of them, and I decided to put them together into my first sketchbook. There's 100 sketches of monsters in there, so there you go.
Cool. Yeah, and so guys, keep your eyes and ears out when you hear stuff like that. When you get some crazy talented person offering up sketches for $5 or $7, jump on that. Really. A lot of Dave's customers are guys that order, 3, 5 things at a time because they just, you get hooked on it. I'd say last year was probably you probably did the most Punisher. Was that your most popular character last year?
Maybe. Well, since I did the monster thing, the Frankenstein monster got pretty popular too. So, and then of course now Punisher is the Frankenstein monster. So
yes,
with Frankencastle, so you can have both in one.
Frankencastle.
Must punish evildoers.
So anyway. You're here in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Pittsburgh Comic-Con is coming up in a couple weeks. And then after that is Summit City. Is that it?
Yeah, Summit City in Fort Wayne, which will be a cool little one-day con with a lot of good artists that people should go to. That's in May.
And that's Zach's, right?
Yeah, that's the one Zach Crucy
and
the folks at DCPS or Discount Comic Book Service are putting on. So they're going to be their first year's show, but they got a great lineup so far.
That sounds great. And why don't you pimp out your websites?
It's, well, for the webcomic, the Eisner nominated, is gunsofshadowvalley.com, and my own personal website blog where I put up artwork like sort of almost all the time is davedrawscomics.com.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then of course, the Zach's
Mystery Solved.
mysterysolved.com.
Yep. In fact, it's mysterysolvedcomic.com. Awesome. Well, thanks for being part of the show today.
Thanks for having me, Amber.
You're welcome. All right. Catch you guys at the cons. And don't forget, you can also pick up your Guns of Shadow Valley t-shirts now.